Well, hello there, good people. Welcome to Iran and the Persian Gulf edition of the channel, Dave Digs History. I'm going to be off camera for most of the presentation today, and perhaps that's a good thing. What I intended to present in this episode had to go by the wayside. Let us just say that stuff happens. I'm sure you're familiar with that concept. In this case, it's ship happens. If you've been keeping track of the news over in the Persian Gulf, Strait of Hormuz, that area, you'll know it's been getting quite lively over there for a while. Yesterday, one of our naval vessels opened fire on a merchant ship. Yeah, things are getting a little bit dicey. So, because of that, and because it's now in the news at the highlight, shipping that is, I thought I better get off my duff and get busy on the shipping part, which I was going to introduce anyway at some future point. I just didn't think it'd be quite this soon. What you're looking at is a map of part of the Atlantic Ocean, part of Brazil, North America, Africa over here, and there's a series of dots. I know each dot is numbered, and I know you cannot see what the dot is numbered, but I'm going to tell you what it is. Each one of these dots represents a sunken ship. A ship that was sunk on a Persian Gulf mission, either going to or coming from. There's a total of 54 of these ships on a list that I produced when I first created this program. Don't worry, I'm not going to go over all 54 of them. I'm not anxious to glaze over my eyeballs or glaze over anybody else's eyeballs. I will mention a few just for reference's sake. There's another map, oh, by the way, beyond this one. We're going to go to map dot number 2, which is this one right here, right off the North Carolina coast. What's up with that dot? That is the SS Steelmaker. It's American, and it was on its way from New York to Bahrain. Name may be familiar to some of you folks. 19th day of April, 1942, Ludwig Foster, commanding U-boat 654, sunk it. 26 dead. Over here in map number 4, right here, that's the USS Scottsburg, another American ship, on its way from New York to Basra. Another name that you should be familiar with, some of you at least. 14th of June, 1942, down she went, courtesy of a torpedo from U-502, commanded by Jürgen von Rosenstiel. Map number 11, right here, just off what apparently looks to be Colombia or Venezuela, or dividing between the two. Another American ship. This one is a tanker. West Chetac, Chetac. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. It was on its way from Norfolk to Basra until it ran afoul of a torpedo fired by U-175, commanded by Heinrich Bruns. 31 dead. And number 36, where's 36? Right here, not too far from the other one. It's a British ship. It is the Registan. It was on its way from Basra to Philadelphia. 28th day of October, 1942. Another torpedo, but from a different U-boat, U-332 from Johannes Liebe. 16 dead. Number 37, a little bit further out, right here. Also a British ship on its way from the Persian Gulf to New York. 2nd day of November, 1942. The Italian submarine Leonardo da Vinci sunk it. No reports of any dead or casualties or of any sort. And then we go to number 3, which is just off the coast of Cuba. Right here. It was on its way from Baltimore to Bandar Shapur. a name you might get to be familiar with before too long. It was going to make passage through the Panama Canal. That's as far as it got. 20th of May, 1942. U-753 Alfred von Manstein sunk it. This one right here, another ship. This one is Panamanian. It is the Cold Harbor. It's on the Atlantic side of the Panama Canal. It was going from Philadelphia to Basra by transiting the canal. Come out here and just continue on. Didn't make it. That guy, Jürgen von Rosenstiel, got another one. 9 dead. There are others on the map, but like I said, I didn't want to glaze anybody's eyeballs over. But as I said also, there's another map. This one perhaps of greater interest than this one. Prop this thing up. Get ready. And there we are. All right, different set of cards altogether. Again, dots, numbers you can't see. We're going to go right now for number 15. And 15 is right down here, just on the eastern side of the Cape of Good Hope. And we have another tanker. It's the John Drayton American, going from Bahrain to Cape Town, South Africa. It got close, but didn't quite make it. 21st day of April, 1943. The Leonardo da Vinci, under the command of, and I'm going to butcher the name, my apologies to anybody of Italian extraction listening to this, Gianfranco Gazzana Piraggia. 26 dead. Number 19. 19, where are you, 19? Right here, right here. That's another tanker, American tanker called the Henry Knox. And it was going from Philadelphia to Bandar Shapur, around in here. It made it that far, which is not bad under the circumstances. 19th day of June, 1943, I-37 sunk it. Now, German boats go by the U designation. U this, U that, alphanumeric. Italian boats have names. The I-37 was commanded by Otani Kiranori. It's Japanese. Yes, the Japanese were here, taking on whatever they could find. 13 dead. 27, where's 27? Right here, just off the coast of Muscat and Oman, which no longer exists. Oman exists, but Muscat no longer. The John Berry, 28th day of August, 1944, that U.S. ship, which was going from Philadelphia to Bahrain. Johann Jebsen, U-859, sunk it, down she went. 2 souls were lost. 33, number 33, which is, oh, that's right, number 33. These maps are old, the stickers are old. Sticker number 33 fell off, but it's about here. The Elmwood, British, on its way from the U.S. to Kuwait, specifically New York to Kuwait. 27 July 1942, U-130 Ernst Kals. Down she went. No loss of life, though. Not that time. Number 52. 52. Sticker 52, where are you? Right here. The green, green one. Right here. Almost made it to the entrance. But it's Norwegian, the Grena, or Grena, G-R-E-N-A, going from Aden to Abadan. Norwegian, 21st day of March, 1944, I-26, under Kusaka Toshiro, sank it. 7 dead. Map number 35, we're getting a little bit closer to present-day action, aren't we? Yes, number 35 is the Ocean vintage right here. It's a British ship going from the United States to Persian Gulf was all I could get from the records. And on the 22nd day of October, 1942, I-27, yes, the Japanese were operating in through here. Kitamura Soichi sank it. Unknown loss of life. 43. We're getting closer now, aren't we? 43. A British tanker, known as the British Venture, going from Abadan to Bombay in India. 24th day of June, 1943. No. I-27 again, sank it. 42 dead. Then we get to 48. 48 is about as far in as I have any documentation for it. 48 is right here. That is the Norwegian ship Dapuh. D-A-H-P-U-H. And it was on its way from Basra to Karachi. 28th day of June, 1943. I-27 Fukumara Toshiaki sank it. 12 dead. That is what shipping was like then, and with any kind of luck, it won't get that way now. But who can say? There is a, can't say, a military no, somebody else has that temporary military excursion language. There's a conflict. I suppose that's the safest thing to say, call it a conflict. And maybe no one will get mad at me. Notice there are other ships. There are many other ships. As a matter of fact, the rest of the ships of the 54 I said, which I didn't read from, they're all right here. 18 dead, 1 dead, 56 dead, no dead. The list just goes on and on. Now, when I prepared this program long years ago, I prepared the materials. You're seeing what some of it was right now. And I prepared a list of these ships. The list just goes on and on and on. But, well, let me just quote from this. These 89 Allied and 1 neutral ships, that's what this list is. There's multiple lists. These 89 Allied and 1 neutral ships were sunk in the Middle East area, which is defined as the Indian Ocean west of 85 degrees east longitude. These ships were not on Persian Gulf missions. They were just passing through and were unlucky enough to wind up in the crosshairs of an enemy submarine. Next sentence. These ships are not marked on the maps as there are too many. 89 of them. What were the total damages? 143 ships total, over 1 million gross tons, and how many people? 4,700 plus. Such is the price of conflict, or whatever you want to call it. I hope I can get on to what I wanted to earlier, but in the meantime, I'm leaving. Got stuff to do. Thank you very much for coming. Glad to have seen you. Glad to have had you. Hope you learned a little something. Please be careful out there. Until next time, smoke 'em if you got 'em. Keep the hope fires burning. You got any complaints, tell it to the chaplain. Questions or comments, you know where to put them. Dave Diggs, out.